Two people. One makes $90,000 a year. The other makes $55,000. Who's richer? Obvious question, right? Except the $90,000 earner has $28,000 in credit card debt, a leased car, and zero savings. The $55,000 earner has a paid-off car and $40,000 sitting in investments. So who's actually richer? Not even close. And if your gut said the higher salary, you've just discovered why most people have no idea where they actually stand financially. Salary was never the scoreboard. There's a different number that tells the truth, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what belongs on it, how to calculate yours tonight, and how to use it to make every money decision after that. Here's the hidden number: net worth. Everything you own minus everything you owe. That's it. Most people track their bank balance instead and treat that as their financial report card. But a bank balance only shows cash sitting still today. It says nothing about the debt piling up behind it, and nothing about whether you're actually moving forward or slowly sinking. You could have $3,000 in checking and still be $40,000 underwater once the full picture is counted. Net worth is the full picture. It's the closest thing you have to an honest number. Think about why this matters so much. A raise can hit your bank account and feel like proof you're winning, even while your debt is growing faster than your savings. Your checking account has no memory. It doesn't know what you owed last month or what you'll owe next month. Net worth remembers everything. It's the difference between checking your pulse and getting a full medical scan. One tells you you're alive right now. The other tells you what's actually happening inside. Here's the mental shift that makes this click. You are the CEO of a company, and that company is you. Every real company keeps a report showing what it owns and what it owes. Not because it's required reading, but because leadership can't make good decisions blind. You've been running your own company for years without ever pulling that report. On one side sit your assets: cash, investments, retirement accounts, your home's actual market value, your car's actual resale value. On the other side sit your liabilities: your mortgage, student loans, car loan, credit cards, anything you owe someone else. Assets minus liabilities equals your net worth. That's your company's real financial position, whether you've ever looked at it or not. One catch, and it matters. Something counting as an asset doesn't automatically mean it's making you wealthier. A car sits on the asset side, but it's also losing value every single month, quietly working against you even as you drive it to work every day. A house is an asset, but it drags along a mortgage, taxes, and maintenance behind it. Compare that to an index fund sitting untouched in a retirement account, which tends to grow the longer you leave it alone. Same word, asset, but two completely different directions of travel. Being on the list isn't the same as being a good investment. Your balance sheet doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares about the math. Let's actually run that math. Say your assets look like this: $8,000 in cash, $25,000 in investments, a car worth $15,000, and a home worth $300,000. Total assets, $348,000. Now the liabilities: $5,000 on credit cards, $8,000 left on the car loan, $240,000 left on the mortgage. Total liabilities, $253,000. Subtract one from the other and the real number appears: $95,000. Not the salary, not the house price, not what's sitting in checking. $95,000 is what this person is actually worth. Notice something about that math. The house is worth $300,000, but $240,000 of it is still owed to a bank. Most people see, I own a $300,000 house, and stop right there, mentally counting the whole number as theirs. It isn't. Only the $60,000 of equity actually belongs to them. That gap between what something's worth and what's still owed on it is exactly where people quietly overestimate their own wealth, sometimes by hundreds of thousands of dollars. So why does something this simple get ignored for entire lifetimes? Because your brain reacts to cash flow, not net worth. Money landing in your account today feels real and immediate. A $30,000 car loan doesn't feel like $30,000 because it's been chopped into a $400 monthly bite that seems easy to absorb. That's the trap. A business confusing sales with survival looks healthy right up until the moment it isn't. You can feel financially fine every single month while your actual position quietly erodes underneath you because you were only ever watching the cash moving, never the total left standing still. This isn't an income problem either. It shows up at every level. A household earning $200,000 can absorb a bigger house, a nicer car, and a fuller lifestyle just as easily as a household earning $60,000 absorbs a smaller version of the same mistake. The number attached to your paycheck doesn't protect you from this. Only the balance sheet does, because it's the only place where the illusion has nowhere left to hide. Now watch what that does over 20 years, because this is where it gets brutal. At 25, salary's $55,000, net worth's $2,000. Normal, everyone starts somewhere. At 35, salary jumps to $85,000, but net worth only creeps to $12,000. At 45, salary hits a strong $120,000, net worth's $35,000. Then 45 to 55, salary climbs again to $150,000, but net worth actually drops down to $18,000. Salary rose every single decade. Net worth collapsed. That's not a bad luck story. That's what happens when income keeps expanding and nobody's watching the other side of the ledger, and the person living it doesn't feel it coming. They feel like they're doing fine right up until 55, standing on top of a career they worked hard for, looking around and realizing there's almost nothing behind them. Meanwhile, someone on that same modest salary who tracked their number every month, redirected raises toward assets instead of lifestyle, and let compounding run for those same 20 years, ends up somewhere completely different. Nothing dramatic happens in any single year. It's a few $100s a month into investments instead of a car payment, a mortgage getting paid down instead of a lease getting renewed decade after decade, quietly stacking on top of itself. That's how modest incomes turn into real net worth over time, not through one big win, but through never letting the number slip backward. Same years, same paychecks moving through their hands. Completely different outcome, because one of them was keeping score. So build yours tonight. It takes 10 minutes, and you already have every number you need sitting in apps on your phone. Open your banking app for cash. Open your investment or retirement account for that balance. A quick home value estimate online gets you close enough on the house. Your car loan statement and your last odometer-based valuation cover the vehicle. List all of that as assets and add it up. Then open every loan and credit card statement you have and list those as liabilities. Add that up too. Subtract liabilities from assets. That's your starting number, positive or negative, and it doesn't matter which. What matters is you finally have one. Then write down this formula because it's the only one you actually need. Assets minus liabilities equals net worth. Next month, do it again and subtract last month's number from this one. That difference is your real progress, not your income, not your budget, your actual movement. Once you're tracking it, something shifts in how you spend. Every purchase starts answering one question. Does this move my number up or down? A new car payment pulls it down. An extra payment toward debt pushes it up. $1 into investments pushes it up. Even smaller decisions start looking different, like a subscription you forgot to cancel or exactly where your next raise goes. Raises are usually the biggest opportunity of all because that money was never part of your life yet. It's the easiest dollar you'll ever redirect since you never adjusted your spending around it in the first place. You stop making decisions like someone just trying to survive the month and start making them like an owner protecting their company's position. That single shift in identity from spender to owner changes more financial outcomes than any budgeting app ever will. Nobody's going to hand you this number. No employer, no bank, no app is built to sit you down and tell you whether you're actually getting richer or just getting busier. That report only gets built by the people who decide to build it. Your paycheck tells you how much money came in. Your balance sheet tells you what actually stayed. And 10 years from now, that difference will matter more than your salary ever did.